the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, and we have to apologize for the delayed start here tonight. Little weather in the area, but we're ready to go racing here tonight for the Tagarè Property Management Pro Series presented by the American Sim Racing Club. We've made it through the season here. It's in the final stages. Just 2 points-paying races left this year, and one of them is right here at the Limaland Motorsports Park here in Ohio. Right now, it looks like 16 drivers have made their tow here to the Limaland Raceway, and we will see here tonight. We have on the docket a handful of heat races, 10 laps the distance in all the heat races, with a last chance qualifier coming up a little bit later on. That is going to be 15 laps for the last chance qualifier. Looks like we're only going to need one of those here tonight for the drivers that have made their tow here to the raceway. Then we will head into a 50-lap A main feature event, and of course, well, there's one driver here tonight. He won last week by, well, a little bit of help from the dirt gods, and that's because the driver of the 51 of Jacob Laster, who did pick up the win last week, well, he came across the scales after the lights were turned off and unfortunately came in a little, well, let's just say the scale didn't bounce green, and, well, that left Andrew Payne, who finished second, to take the win last week with Doug Ungari in the P2 spot last week. So those two drivers moved up a spot, and Andrew Payne will be that driver that will have to start at the back of the field because he will make the A main feature event a little bit later on. But it does look like cars are already making their way to the starting grid here tonight, race fans, so what do you say we take it down trackside for the Tagarè Property Management starting lineup? This is how starting lineup for heat race number 1 will go here tonight. Driver on the number 70 is back. Devin Cardwell is back behind the wheel of car number 70. To his outside, making his first start of the season, it's the 11 Illinois. This is Brian Hacker out of Huntley, Illinois. Then driving car number 21 out of Binghamton, New York, the Rogers Racing. It's Tim Rogers driving the RogersCars.com, number 21. He'll go P number 3. It's going to be the Big Pain Train, last week's winner, car number 93, the down for Sim Racing development driver. He will start P number 4. Starting P number 5, he picked up the podium finish last week, finishing second, driving car number 00 out of the Smith Racing Inc. entry out of Montana. This is Doug Ungari. His outside, it's the Dr. Pepper can number 25 here tonight. So there you see car 25 of Nick Fleury. Starting back to P number 7, hailing out of Indiana, driving the Valparaiso number 59. It's the Valpo kid, Nathan Henry. And starting shotgun onto the field, good to see him back behind the wheel of one of these pro late models. This is going to be the number 1 of Tanner Tallarico. So Tallarico will start back there in P number 8 tonight. And man, I am geared up to go racing here tonight at the Limaland Raceway Park. And you can see the 8 drivers are out there onto the field. I believe we're going to go 2 heat races here tonight if my mathematical skills are still up and working. So we'll take our 2 pace laps here tonight and we'll get them kicked off. Race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight to watch the Tagarè Property Management Pro Series here, presented by the American Sim Racing Club. As the iRacing.com pace truck is ready to make the left-hand turn down to pit road, it does. Here we go. Put 8 laps on the board. The green flag into the air, and oh, trouble already on the front straightaway. Yellow flag is going to immediately come out. I believe the Valparaiso, number 59 of Nathan Henry, had a little bit of a rough start. There you see the 59 of Henry. Looks like he is pointed back into the same direction as the rest of the field. Andrew Payne also looks like he may have had a little bit of a rough start there, so we're giving it another go here, giving it another look to start things off. What happened to the 93 of Andrew Payne? Oh, Payne got jacked up by the Dr. Pepper, number 25 of Nick Fleury. Tanner Tellerico just missing this. And, of course, Nathan Henry going around. Watch on board here with Nathan Henry. Looked like everybody was going, and then all of a sudden it was a no start by the front row, and everybody right into the back. Nowhere for them to go, and everybody gets jacked up and turned around. So we're giving another go here as the iRacing.com pace truck lights are off. It'll be Cardwell out front here with Hacker to the outside. Green flag into the air. Here we go. Now that looks like a much better start here for the drivers tonight. Cardwell will lead us down the back straightaway, jacked up a little bit. It's the 21 of Tim Rogers as the 00 of Doug Ungari was right up underneath him. As the timing and scoring loop resets there we see it. 8 laps to go. It's Cardwell out front, Hacker in second, and then it's the battle for the third spot here. It's the final transfer spot. 3 cars in. Oh boy, tight situation there for the RogersCars.com. Number 21, Tim Rogers, the driver out of Binghamton, New York. Look at the driver up top, ripping the lip here. Here comes Andrew Payne, bringing the Payne train. The V&H fresh paint is, well, gonna get scratched up there that time off turn number 4. Andrew Payne still working the outside of the speedway. It's still Devin Cardwell out front here with Brian Hacker, Doug Ungari, 1, 2, and 3 right now on the boards. Take a look, riding on board the Tagarè Property Management bar camera back there. Look at Nathan Henry. He's rebounded very nicely. The Valpo entry looks like a little bit of a diamond corner that time for the number 59 of Nathan Henry. Will he be able to get up there and battle, though? The laps are going to be winding down. That's the transfer spot, though. The 00 of Doug Ungari right now is hanging on to it with 3 laps to go. 3 to go. Look at Tim Rogers go down to the bottom side. He'll hit that little bit of a tractor tire to the inside that's stuck in the ground, and Henry goes to the top side, tries to get a good run off the middle of the corner. 2 laps to go. Heat race number 1 here tonight. It is still Davin Cardwell out front. Look at the distance. There's Brian Hacker in the Carmen Junction Empire Racing Team, number 11, Illinois. Brian Hacker trying to work his way. Final trip around the speedway. Cardwell looking to pick up his second heat race win of the season. He will do that, so he'll pick up the win. Brian Hacker in second. Doug Ungari coming across in third. Then it's Henry, Rogers, Fleury, Payne, and Tellerico all having to go to a last chance qualifier here tonight. So Devin Cardwell will take the jump here. Qualified P number 1 with fast time, and then, well, showed these boys how to lead all 10 laps. So heat race number 2 is going to take to the grid, and this is how they will line up. It's the driver of the RHU Racing. It's going to be the 71 of Brett the Jet Hahn, pulling P number 1. This is outside the driver out of Tennessee, driving the 399 Esports. This will be the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. Starting back at P number 3, it's the Alien, it's the Wild Child, it's the 951 out of Pennsylvania. This is Brian Wilderson. Starting at P number 4, drive the 78 J. This will be the JPI Motorsports Joel Phillips entry. He'll go P number 4 here on the starting lineup, making his first start here with Tagarè Property Management Pro Series. This will be Brandon Marlowe in car number 37. He drives for the 399 Esports Group. Back in P number 6, it's Double D, number 23, Derek Davidson. He's back there in P number 6. Starting at P number 7, back behind the wheel of car number 24 here tonight. This is Richard Pruitt, driving for the Ironman Motorsports. And scratch here in heat race number 2 to be the Empire Racing Team 18VT of AJ Hamill. So that is your heat race number 2 starting lineup, brought to us by our friends over at Tagarè Property Management. As we're ready to go, this time by, we're dropped the hammer, the number 71 of Brett the Jet Hahn in the catbird seat. He says, chase me if you can, turn number 1, put 10 on the board, and let's go racing. So as Hahn gets a good start there, he'll lead down the back straightaway. The battle will be for second. Here comes the Alien, the 951 of Brian Wilderson down to the inside. Joel Phillips right there. Jacob Lassiter to the outside. That Max Green, number 51. He'll throw it into the corner. He'll pitch it sideways. They'll run side by side down the back straightaway for that final transfer spot. But Wilderson pressuring for the race lead here with just 8 laps to go here in heat race number 2. A little bit of a hip check. Joel Phillips to the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. He is your points leader coming into the night, and he is right now on the outside looking in. He's fallen back to the 5th position, but here comes that 23. Double D of Davidson looking to the inside. He's got the Roll Tide, I believe, number 23 down there, and he is rolling. Now he goes to the outside to try to follow the 51 of Jacob Laster. Brandon Marlowe's right there. We called him the rookie here tonight. Driver out of Missouri. So as Brandon Marlowe will work down the back straightaway, battling with the 51 of Jacob Laster. Those two 399 esports drivers with 5 laps to go are on the outside looking in. They're trying to run down the number 78J of Joel Phillips. Hana knock another one off the board. He qualified into that P number 1 spot, and he has not left it go yet. Right on board here with Brett as he takes us around the speedway, pitches the car down in turn number 1 and 2. He'll come out with the race lead. Popsicle sticks this time, going to go into the air though. The asphalt racer of Brett the Jet Hahn will see 2 laps to go here. Brett the Jet has been knocking out the ballpark this season with heat race wins. He's already picked up 3 heat race wins this season. He's looking for a 4th here, and he has a comfortable lead. White flag into the air, as he'll look to come across the start-finish line. It'll be Brett Hahn, Brian Wilson, Joel Phillips, all transferring in. Laster, Marlowe, Davidson, Pruitt, and A.J. Hamill will all have to go to a last-chance qualifier here tonight. And I'm being told that the last-chance qualifier is going to be just run in a little bit of this track. It's still a little bit heavy for the way that the officials like it tonight. So what do you say we walk you through your starting lineup for the last chance qualifier here tonight? Nathan Henry, the driver out of Indiana, driving the Valpo number 59. He'll start right there, P number 1. His outside, the driver out of Tennessee, the 399 esports, number 51 of Jacob Lassiter. To his outside, well, inside, row number 2, actually. It's the Rogers Racing, RogersCars.com, number 21 of Tim Rogers. Brandon Marlowe will start back there in the 399 esports, number 37, back into the 4th position. The soda can of Nick Flory will go from P number 5 here tonight. P number 6 then will go to Double D in car number 23. Andrew Payne will go 7th. It'll be Richard Pruitt back there in car number 24, going 8th. Tanner Tallarico starting from the 9th position, and A.J. Hamill for the Empire Racing Team will be a scratch here in our last chance qualifier. Remember, all cars will make today's race here. As you see the lights down there on the speedway, they go out, which means this time by we get to drop the hammer here tonight in our last chance qualifier. 2 heat races in the books. As they come down this time, green flag will fly, put 15 laps on the board. Nathan Henry will take the outside lane here, but here comes the points leader, the 51 of Jacob Lassiter, having to come from a last chance qualifier tonight to get himself into the show. Tim Rogers also sideways. Lap number 1, though, will go to the 59 of Nathan Henry as they come across the line. How many laps can he lead here tonight in the last chance qualifier? Well, I can tell you this, race fans, he'll lead at least 2 laps here tonight. Tanner Tallarico made 1 pass here. He'll pass the Pepsi number 24 of Richard Pruitt. That's back there for the 8th position. Marlowe has worked his way around the RogersCars.com, number 21. That'll put him to P number 3. Look at Jacob Laster, though, still trying to take the race lead. He'll go to the bottom side. As Laster goes to the bottom side of the speedway, Henry went right up against the boards that time, and it looks like he made a little contact with the boards. Jacob Laster is still working the bottom side of the speedway. Driver just lost a spot back there. That was Tim Rogers as he's got Double D working the outside of the speedway. There you see Double D in car number 23 working the outside. He's got the eyes on Tim Rogers, who's working the bottom side. He'll lift the left front. That's Rogers down low. As Rogers lifted that front and left, it kind of took a little bit of the traction away as all that body weight had to transfer back onto the rear tires. Andrew Payne with a little bit of a slider on the number 25. That's going to be Nick Flory driving the Dr. Pepper, number 25. That white car down to the inside. 8 to go. Henry across the line. He'll see 7 laps to go. He's been able to hold off Jacob Laster so far here tonight. Jacob Laster, Brandon Marlowe running 2nd and 3rd right now. The 2 team cars for the 399 Esports Flex Motorsports crew with 6 to go. Nobody's making any moves. Everybody right now just trying to work the track in a little bit before we go feature racing. The only one trying to make any moves right now, well, that's Nick Fleury. He's trying to pop the top on another one of those Dr. Peppers. I bet he had himself about 15 of them Dr. Peppers already tonight. Still working the inside on Andrew Payne, trying to get it done, but the battle for the race lead. Here comes the 51 once again with 3 laps to go. Here comes Jacob Lassner. He would like that last chance qualifier win if he could. Comes into the night with such a huge points championship lead. He's just kind of been sailing. Popsicle sticks at the line. Henry will lead that one. Oh, but here comes Lassner. That time he got a great entry into turn number 1. The Valpo number 59, though, very strong on the outside, able to keep that momentum up. Maybe Lassner's down there searching. White flags in the air. It's the final trip around the speedway here. Oh, Henry will make one mistake. Jacob Lassner powers around the bottom side. Final trip through 3 and 4. It'll be Jacob Lassner leading 1 lap here in our last chance qualifier. He'll pick up the win. It'll be Lassner, Henry, Marlowe, Davidson, Rogers, Payne, Fleury, Tallarico, Pruitt, and Hamill rounding down the 10 cars. So, Cardwell won heat race number 1. Hahn led and won heat race number 2. Jacob Lassner led 1 lap in the last chance qualifier. And that leaves us with 1 duty here left to go tonight. So let's take you down to the track side, get you the Tagarè Property Management starting lineup here for our feature event here tonight at Limaland. Starting in the front row, it's going to be car number 37. Brandon Marlowe will go P number 1 here in his first start. It has outside, it will be the 59 of Nathan Henry. Jacob Lassner will start P number 3, and to the outside of him in row number 2, it'll be the number 78J, the JPI Motorsports Joel Phillips entry. Starting back into the 5th position, it'll be the 00 of Doug Ungari. 6th will go to the driver out of Pennsylvania, just down the road. This will be Brian Wilderson. Starting in the 7th position, making his first start, the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker will go 7th. Brett the Jet Hahn in car number 71 will go from the 8th spot. 9th will be Davin Cardwell. He will start 9th here tonight. Starting in the 10th position, the number 23 of Derek Davidson. Starting in the 11th, it'll be the 21 of Tim Rogers. Andrew Payne drives car number 93, and he will go from the 12th position. 13th here tonight will be Nick Fleury, the Dr. Pepper number 25. Tanner Tallarico, car number 1, will start 14th. 15th will be the Pepsi number 24 of Richard Pruitt, and AJ Hamill will be a scratch here from our feature event. So there's your field, there's your stars, there's your cars. They are out there on the racetrack, race fans. They are ready to go racing. Feature event, 50 laps on the boards. Brandon Marlowe will fire this time. We are green here at Limaland. Marlowe, one driver really turned around. That's the 00 of Doug Ungari. He was turned around, and he is on his lid in turn number 1. So that'll be the caution flag immediately. Let's take the look here at this start and see what happened to the 00 of Doug Ungari. There you have him. Went down to the bottom side of the speedway, didn't get a good start to start with, and then Davin Cardwell right up, right over. And it looks like Tanner Tallarico had a little help. He went around in car number 1 also. Watch this, on board with Doug Ungari. Didn't get a good start, went down to the bottom to get out of the way. And ran right over goes the 00, and he winds up on his lid. Not a very good start here by some of the drivers, I believe. That will be 1 car to pit road. That will be the 00 of Doug Ungari. So a little bit of a rough one. We didn't quite get to turn number 1, so everybody will go back to where they started here. It'll be still Brandon Marlowe. It'll still be Nathan Henry out on the front row. So a complete restart here. Lap 1 will count and go in the books, but we did not get a green flag lap in. Every time the caution flag comes out, we're at least knock 1 lap off the timing and scoring sheets here. Now Marlowe says this time. We'll go racing this time. Marlowe works the bottom side of the speedway. He's going to bring Jacob Lassner with him. That's going to knock the 59 of Henry back just a couple of spots. There's a 78J, and 78J going to be a pinball between Wilderson and Henry. They kept it going, pointed into the right direction. Marlowe and Lassiter right now both ripping the top of the speedway. Wildeson's up there also. Hacker with a tight moment that time off turn number 4. Look at Wildeson. Wildeson going to make contact with the 70 of Cardwell. It's going to put Henry back a little bit. And now Henry's being used up like a pinball machine at the arcade. Doug Ungari back out onto the speedway. A couple of laps down here, though. Look at Brian Hacker now trying to work around the outside. He'll get around the number 70 of Cardwell. Cardwell running back there in P number 6. A lot of momentum built up behind car number 70 there. Marlowe out front, but he has his teammate challenging. Flex Motorsports flexing on him here early. This time by puts 7 laps in the books here as Marlowe goes to the bottom, Lassiter to the top. That's not what we normally see. Normally you're going to see Lassiter down to the bottom side and Marlowe up to the top side. Not right now. These two drivers flip-flopping it back and forth. Another great run by the top side there for the 51 and Lassiter. Look at him as he drives it so straight up into the corner. He just gets the car pitched and nothing moves. That car is just planted here tonight. Looks like Tanner Tellerico has gone around up here in turn number 1. Caution lights will come on for the number 1 of Tanner Tellerico. Take a look what happened to Tanner Tellerico. Oh, he's up against the boards. Right down the track into Doug Ungari, and then those two cars make the contact, and looks like the 00 of Ungari. Oh, and then a hip check there. The 51 couldn't get slowed down. Right on board with Tellerico. You see him up against the boards there. He got a little bit into the boards. So the lights on the old iRacing.com pace truck. Silverado will go out. So this time by, we should be able to get back to the green flag racing here. Race is going quick here tonight. A lot of good racing here at this little bull ring in Ohio. Pace truck down, and Lassiter says, here we go. Find me in turn 1 if you can, Brandon Marlowe, and Lassiter goes to the top side. He'll actually cut, oh boy, trouble down here. One car up and over. I believe that's the Crimson Tide entry. Roll Tide just rolled on to the lid for Double D of Derek Davidson. See what happened to Derek Davidson down in the corner here. Oh, Henry drove it in a little bit straighter and had a little bit more momentum down there in the corner than the 23, and around goes Davidson. So I'm being told here by the officials that we will go single file as we haven't been able to get a lap in here. So single file formation here when we come back to the restart. Davidson and Ungari, both drivers down into the garage tonight. Looks like Ungari has retired here tonight from the Limaland Raceway. Lassiter bring us back into the restart zone. He fires back off. Look at Marlowe go to the bottom side of the speedway. Marlowe goes low. Look at Wildesson really drive the 951, and everybody is just up against the boards behind them, though. Now this time, one car goes to the bottom side of the speedway. Here comes Cardwell. He'll go down to the bottom side. He'll challenge with Brian Hacker. He was able to pull side by side with him, but not quite able to get around him. Losing time down the bottom. Now Hacker going to go to the bottom side. He'll try and slide up in front of the 78J. 78J with a crossover move attempt. He'll go to the bottom side. Now does Phillips throw a slider on Brian Hacker? He does not. He'll stay to the bottom side. He'll try and get up there in front of Davin Cardwell. Cardwell going to go up, and he's going to ride the boards. Brett Hahn now will pull side by side, but the momentum goes to the 70 of Cardwell. Hacker with a little bit of a slow moment off the corner. That allows the 78J to get back up in front of the number 11 Illinois. And now Hacker's going to turn the 78J. A big pile up. Pile up down there in the corner as the 78J of Joel Phillips went around. Off the front nose there. I believe that was off the 11 Illinois, Brian Hacker. Not sure if anything's twisted on the 78J. He was having himself a really good run. Waiting for our truck to tell us they have that one. Here it is. Take a look. There you see the black 78J come right up in front of Brian Hacker, and then when they go down to the corner, Hacker looks like he planted it into the cushion, and unfortunately got the nose right underneath the 78J, and Brett the Jet nowhere to go. Right on board with Brett Hahn. By the time Brett realized there was a wreck in front of him, just too late. Andrew Payne also involved. Green flag back up into the air here tonight after the fourth caution flag of the evening. Really quick yellows here at Limaland. Wilderson now going to go to the bottom to try and make up some ground. Here comes the 70 of Davin Cardwell. Cardwell will go to the outside. More problems back there. I saw one car go around. I believe that is the Nathan Henry entry. There you see the Valpo number 59 has gone around to bring out the fifth caution flag here of the evening. So a handful of back-to-back-to-back yellows here. Take a look. There's the 59 Valparaiso machine. Goes down into the corner. No, there's Andrew Payne into the back of the 25, and Henry did not get checked up. And then you see the 78J of Joel Phillips also involved. So Jacob Laster, since taking over the race lead, hasn't really had to do much work. He just keeps clicking them off here tonight as your race leader. It's Laster, Marlowe, Wilderson, Cardwell, and Rogers. Pace truck lights off. We're going to get them refired here this time by. What does Brandon Marlowe do this time, though? He's been behind Laster here on the last handful of restarts. He gets a pretty shaky start there. Laster, though, will bring us back. Green flag back up into the air, closing in on halfway home here tonight. But a great run off turn number 2, but Laster going to be able to hold serve. Marlowe goes to the bottom. Cardwell up there, ripping the lip. Wilderson up to the top side of the speedway. Cardwell going to go right through Wilderson. He's going to turn Wilderson, and that will be another caution flag. The 70 of Davin Cardwell right into the back of Wilderson, turning him around to bring out the 6th caution flag right away. Right off the jump, we go right back to caution. Take a look at it. There you see the 70 of Davin Cardwell, the black and yellow machine. He'll go down into the corner and right there into the rear bars, and around goes the 951 of Brian Wilderson, the driver out of Pennsylvania, pinballed up against the outside wall. Watch on board with Brian Wilderson. Heard him try to get back into the throttle to straighten that car back out. Just not able to. So Lassiter ready to give it another go. Race officials still putting us back into the single file formation here tonight. A very shaky first portion of this one. Oh, and a great start this time by Marlowe. Marlowe will go back to the bottom side of the speedway. 20 laps in the books. Look at Brett the Jet is back up inside the top 5 now with car number 71. Marlowe working the bottom. Hahn working the bottom also. A lot of drivers this time down to the bottom side. Blaster still working the outside. Look at Rogers, though. He's got a lot of pressure by the youngster. That's 71 of Brett Hahn working just to the inside of him. See the driver out of Michigan trying to get it done here on the dirt side. Runs a lot of pavement back home in Michigan, but not very familiar with the dirt side. Did just buy a dirt car to go racing next season, so he'll give that a whirl next year, and he's going to get a little bump from the driver out of Binghamton, New York. He knows something about dirt racing. Tim Rogers, an avid dirt racer here in the Northeast. Rogers trying to go to the outside, trying to get it done. Had a podium spot. Hahn came up here, took the podium spot, and now he took it back. This time by, we'll go halfway home into the books tonight. Rogers going to bounce it off the outside wall. Andrew Payne working the outside with the V&H Fresh number 93. Cardwell down to the bottom side of the speedway. Hacker back here running in 7th also after his little trip to the back of the field. Crossover, Andrew Payne trying to get back underneath the 70 of Cardwell, who just threw a little bit of a slider on him. Hacker trying to do the same thing out in front of the number 70 of Davin Cardwell. Cardwell going to bounce it off the outside wall. He'll turn it down. He'll try to get a run. Hacker now going to try and do the slider here on that Dr. Pepper machine. Not going to be able to clear, but he'll be able to run side by side. Can he do it down here in 1? This time in turn number 1, he'll get it done. The 25 now under attack. Here comes the 70 of Cardwell. Cardwell will go to the bottom. He'll drive it in way deep into the corner. He'll slide up in front of the 25. Now he'll have to go back to the top shelf. The 25 of Nick Fleury trying to go to the bottom side and do what he just got done twice to him. Not going to quite have the run, though, for the number 25 of Nick Fleury. Cardwell now looking like he's going to throw the slider to Hacker. Hacker's going to fence himself down in turn 1. Hacker will, though, stand in the throttle in the 11 Illinois. This time, Hacker will go to the bottom side. Will he have to slide up? He will not. He'll run the bottom side of the speedway. Davin Cardwell is now away from Brian Hacker. That'll put Cardwell back into P number 6. So with him trying to work his way back through the field, who's the race leader? Well, you all should have known. It's the boy out of Tennessee, the Flex Motorsports 399 Max Green entry. Jacob Lassner led at the halfway point here tonight, and he is leading once again. Brandon Marlowe, the driver out of the 399 Esports Rocket XR1 chassis back here. That's the number 37. Marlowe is running in P number 2. The battle, though, Joel Phillips, remember him? He had to go to the back of the field. He got turned around. So did the 71 of Brett Hahn. They are back inside the top 5. Look at Cardwell. He is right behind the 71. With 16 laps to go, Cardwell trying to get around the number 71. He'll cut down, and he should be able to have a slider here if he wants to go to the outside. He doesn't. He stays to the bottom. He's trying to get 2 for 1 and turns 1 and 2. Not going to quite be able to do it, but he does get 1. He goes right back to the bottom side there. Now he'll lose a little grip. He'll go back in front of the 71 of Brett the Jet, and he'll try to turn on the Jets and fly away from Brett Hahn. Now as Cardwell goes to the outside there, Joel Phillips really content with running the bottom or the middle side of the speedway. Cardwell going to have to go to the bottom. They're 3 wide here for 3rd. Cardwell going to take the spot from the 78J, and then he'll fall in line behind the 21 of Rogers. 12 laps to go. Phillips trying to get there. Not quite able to. Look at Devin Cardwell. He'll go back to the bottom side. He'll slide in front of the 21 of Tim Rogers. Rogers going to fence it off the corner down there. So he loses the spot. Now Cardwell going to go P number 3. 11 to go at the line. And it is all Jacob Lassner. He is downtown leaving everybody. Marlowe working the bottom side of the speedway to see if he can find any grip down there for car 37. Maybe the bottom will come in here with 10 laps to go. The double high 5 at the flag stand here for Jacob Lassner. And he is just blasting the top side of the speedway. We don't normally see the 51 of Jacob Lassner works the top side of the speedway, but here tonight, he is making it dance, he is making it shake, and he is making it work as he has a 2.5 race lead over the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. See Lassner just ripping it right at the top there, right on the cushion. Everybody has gone to the top side. Now, if you're left down on the bottom side, you are losing ground. 78J there you see. Joel Phillips, since he got past, he did pass the 21 of Tim Rogers, but has not been able to make much ground since then. And actually, he's falling back into the clutches once again of Rogers. Here comes Brian Hacker, the 11 Illinois, that Carbon Junction entry. He's been to the front, he's been to the back, he's been to the middle, he's been to the back, and he's once again running right here for the 6th spot, trying to take home a top 5 in his first ever race here with the American Sim Racing Club. 5 to go as the flagman waves at Jacob Lassiter and Brandon Marlowe and Devin Cardwell. 4 to go. Lassiter, though, will work into lap traffic. He will find the number 25 of Nick Fleury here before this one is over. 4 to go. It'll be 3 to go when he comes back around here. There you see the 78J of Joel Phillips. He's still running that middle groove. Hacker running a little bit higher. Then Rogers right up there pushing the envelope. He'll go into the outside wall. Old popsicle sticks going in the air for the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. He just has to come back around here another lap and a half. He'd like to get to that white flag before another caution would come out here tonight. Jacob Lassiter will get the white flag. It's one more trip around the speedway here tonight at the Limaland Raceway Park. So as Lassiter makes his way around the track, he'll work through 3 and 4 for the final time and picking up the win here after 50 laps at Limaland. There's the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. Coming home in second will be Marlowe. Cardwell will come home third. Phillips will be fourth. Hacker will be fifth. Rogers will be sixth. Wilderson is seventh. Hahn is eighth. Ninth is Payne. And Fleury will come home. They're in the 10th position. There's Jacob Lassiter, though. He'll take another feature win here this season. That'll be his 3rd feature win of the year. So as he parks there on the front straightaway, race fans, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here to Limaland to wrap things up here for the Tagarè Property Management Pro Series presented by the American Sim Racing Club.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Limaland Raceway Park here in Ohio for the Tagarè Property Management Pro Series presented by the American Sim Racing Club. 50 laps of feature action here is in the books after 16 drivers tackled this little bull ring in Ohio. And what a show it put on. A couple cautions in the early stages, but we were able to work through and have a great race here after the halfway point home here tonight. Let's go down trackside and talk to your top 3 podium finishers. Let's start things off here tonight with the driver in the number 70 of Devin Cardwell. Davin, a great run for you here tonight, but it wasn't as easy as, we make it sound. This 70 car had to go to the back one time and had to work his way back to the front, but you looked like you had one of the fastest cars out there on the speedway.
Yeah, we had a really fast car there, and just starting not sucked. I don't come just to run the invert and play it. I just come and run my qualifying lap and do what I gotta do. I don't try to play the inverter or nothing, but it's fast. Car's fast. I feel like I had the fastest car on the racetrack, but some unfortunate incidents happened, and the guys just check up in front of you, and you run it back up, and you gotta claim it. So we'll just take it, and we restarted right there. We restarted 12th, I think, or 9th, something like that, and we made it back to 3rd and without a yellow. So it was pretty fast, and I'm just very proud of Chip Mangers Racing.
So a really strong car here tonight. What do you think you could have done if you started out front here?
I'm pretty sure we could have won. It's just really hard to, really just start 9th and without any quick repairs. But, it was really fun, and I enjoyed coming from 9th and try to put a show on for the fans.
Well, you put on a heck of a show here tonight, but who made this all possible back at the pits to get this car 70 as fast as it was?
I got to thank Chip Mangers Racing, just everyone over there, Tater Williams, and thank you for announcing. I got to thank Elite iRacing Graphics for making me look good, and just everyone puts this whole deal on and just giving us a place to race.
There you hear from the driver of that number 70. It was a rocket ship here tonight. He had to come from the back, and he made it possible here tonight. Davin Cardwell will finish in P number 3 in his return back to the series. Congratulations to him and his whole group. Let's walk over here just a little bit and see if we could talk to the driver of the 37. It'll be the first time we get to talk to him this season, as that is the driver of Brandon Marlowe. Marlowe, a very strong car here. You got the start of the pole virtue of the invert, but you had to come from a last chance qualifier.
Yeah, I messed up qualifying there and got the wall in the second lap, so started out behind the 8 ball thanks to that, but all in all it worked out. Just didn't have anything for the 51, and if it wouldn't have been for Davin's bad luck, he definitely would have been a handful there late in the race too. So definitely happy to come over and race with these guys and bring it home in the top 3.
Yeah, you were able to keep serve there with your teammate, but these cars prepared out of the same shop. Is there a different setup, though, underneath both of them, or is it just the whole driving style? Because normally we see you up against the fence, and we see the 51 Elaster down on the bottom side. Tonight, you two switched that up, and you went to the bottom, he went to the top.
Yeah, once he got by me, I was just trying anything that I thought, just searching, seeing if the line was going to come in and, might be able to chase him back down. I was struggling on the top there early, and I knew he was all over me, so I went searching for speed, and I probably should have just stayed there and made him look for a way around me, but that's how it goes sometimes. When you're out front, it's hard to pick which line you need to be in.
Well, you are strong as always here tonight, making your first start with the American Sim Racing Club. Congratulations for a podium finish, a second-place finish right behind the 51 Elaster. Who do you got to thank, though, that made this all possible here tonight to get you to where you're at?
I just want to thank the guys with Flex Motorsports and 399 Esports. I also want to thank JDM Designs for the wrap on the car. I'd like to thank you guys at Turn 3 for putting the broadcast on, and the guys at American Sim Racing Club for putting the league on, giving us a place to come and race. And then definitely got to thank the wife for taking care of the little one so I can come here and have some fun.
There you hear it from the second place, man. He's a smart man. Thank the wife out there for watching the kids. That's always very important for a lot of these drivers to come out here and live a little bit on the iRacing.com platform. So Marlowe finishes second. That means there's one driver out there that we haven't talked to yet, and he goes by the name of Jacob Lassiter. Lassiter, a very strong car here tonight. You put on a dominating show, leading over half this race in this 51. How did you get things done?
I just got fortunate with some restarts, and then having a teammate out there makes a big difference. You don't have to worry about being run over by nobody, and But according to Cardwell, we were second place car. Obviously, we play the invert, I guess, according to him. But if he goes back and watch the heat race, I got run over in my heat race, and that's why I got pushed to the back. So, but it is what it is, man. I just start where it puts me, and we just try to do the best we can, and trying to win this championship. That's all I'm trying to focus on.
Yeah, you talk about the championship because the race is over. You won it. We already know that. But looking at the big picture here tonight, you came in with a 114-point race or 114-point lead over Brett Hahn, and I believe it was 124 over Doug Ungari. Going in with just 2 races left. Of course, here at Limaland, the points race. Next week at Knoxville isn't a points race, so we have one more race. That's on, it looks like, the 2nd of November, which is the final points race. So at this point, it looks like the championship may be wrapped up, even though you won this one. That points lead now gets even further extended.
Yeah, like I said, man, I just try to run consistent, and if the wins come my way, they come my way. Well, we were fortunate tonight. Like I said, a lot of fast cars had some bad luck, and that's just part of it when you come to a short track like this. And we were just lucky enough to miss everything and have the cautions fall where we were able to get restarts, and like I said, have a teammate beside us that we know is going to run us clean and is not going to do anything crazy. That makes a big difference for sure. It kind of relaxes you a little bit, lets you run your race.
Well, you were able to run that race all the way up against. What's with going up to the fence here tonight? Everybody's going to ask this question. Up against the fence, who's behind the wheel, the 51?
Oh, it's me, Fad. No, this place has always been like that, especially in the fixed stuff. It just seems like the bottom never wants to come in, and Fairbury last week was just a whole different monster. I didn't have any choice. I just went down to the bottom and stuck with it, and I just kept hitting the perfect line somehow or another, and it paid off, or well, I thought it paid off. But that's part of it. That was all my fault, and I'll take that. But here, man, it's all about keeping that momentum up. And Brandon is better at the bottom than I am. I actually learned a lot of stuff watching him run the bottom, and so I kept seeing his nose peek in every once in a while, but I just thought, well, maybe I'll keep my momentum up. I'll be able to kind of stay out front, and I don't think there was enough people running the bottom to get it to burn in real good. But like I said, I knew that's kind of where the line would be, so that's where I wanted to try to stay off the wall.
Well, you did it here tonight. I would say you go back-to-back. Unfortunately, the car coming in just not quite at the right weight last week. And tonight here, though, it does look like you will officially be crowned the winner. So this is actually going to be, I believe, your third win of the season. So congratulations on picking up your third official win. And, who made this all possible back home in Tennessee?
I just got to thank all the guys at Flex Motorsports, and then I got to thank my teammates, Justin and Brandon, 399 Esports. Just having a group like that, get your back and support you makes a big deal, makes a big difference. And I got to thank JDM Designs with the wrap on the car. I got to thank Max Green, who's been with me all season, and I got to thank you for doing the broadcast. I got to thank David and all them that put the league on and make the tough decisions. It's not easy, but I respect the decisions that they've made all year, and that's what you got to do to run a league, man. And I really appreciate the way they run a league, and we're going to keep coming back because I respect that, and I got to thank the wife for taking care of the little one.
There it is, another smart man. The 399 Esports group here tonight has their cars like a rocket ship, that is for sure. Jacob Laster will pick up his third win of the season with Brandon Marlowe making his first start. He will finish second on the podium, and Davin Cardwell will round down the podium. Joel Phillips comes back for a fourth-place finish with Brian Hacker in tow back there in fifth. That's your top 5 drivers here tonight after the race at Limaland. And what a great race it really was here tonight, race fans. We talk about good runs and bull rings and dirt racing. Well, you put dirt here at Limaland, and it is an absolute blast to go out here and rip these late models, that is for sure. So with Limaland in the books, that leaves one more points paying race left, and that's going to be the dirt track at Charlotte. That's coming up on November the 2nd, but before we go out racing in North Carolina, we got to head to the Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world. It'll be the second time we have stopped at Knoxville. This time it's the Knoxville Showdown next week, qualifying and 40 laps the feature distance. But here's the big kicker. $50 payday to the winner presented by Tagarè Property Management. You don't want to miss that one. You can catch that right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So with everybody from Tagarè Property Management, everybody with the American Sim Racing Club, and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Roger Muth. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the Limaland Motorsports Park. And until we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we will see you at the races.